We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Hello. How's everybody doing out there? I apologize that I'm going to be nasally. I'm not going to sound great. Actually, I have a deeper voice than normal. I have some kind of upper respiratory thing going on. I feel fine. Just been sneezing. It almost seems like allergies, so I apologize for the nasally, shitty voice. I might lose my voice halfway through the show, but I wanted to get you guys a show so we can wrap up what ended up happening with the Cooper podcast. The Cooper Spaghetti podcast on Bogetti Studios, if you go to YouTube. It's up. It's a 3-hour-long conversation. We could have kept talking for 3 hours more because Cooper's one of those guys that he's actually pretty darn with it. I didn't know much about Coop at all. I never met him before. I never really had conversations with him before. And I thought this would be an interesting time to get in on a podcast to have a completely different audience that they can see where I'm coming from. And maybe they can get a different perspective as to the EPA tuning perspective, how we think everything is going, how it parallels the 2A stuff. And I think it was met with some very positive feedback. If you look at some of his other podcasts, he's got, hundreds of thousands of views with people that are involved with Garrett's camp, and that's understandable. But like the regular schmo like me, the fact that we were able to get 11 or 12,000 views on a 3-hour long podcast, guys, 3 hours. Everyone else was like 2 or 1. So it was interesting to get hit. So we'll talk about it. We'll talk about your thoughts. Let me know what you thought. What was the best parts? A lot of you guys corrected what I said about the movie Falling Down, I think it's called, where a guy just loses his freaking mind, but I couldn't remember the guy's name. I said the actor was Mel Gibson, but anyway, we'll get to it. We'll talk about it, and then we'll say hi to the sponsors. As always, we want to say thank you. Hi to the sponsors for keeping the disco ball going. That's right, DNA High Performance, DNAHighPerformance.com. I did not hear anything about a giveaway, so I don't think we're doing anything today in terms of DNAHighPerformance.com, but if he wants to hit me up here, we'll see if we can do last half hour of the show if we do anything. PMAS, Nick James, PMAS, up in Michigan, freezing his ass off, working on CUDAs. Rami's head on to Auto Solutions. Looks like he bought a brand new fucking Cadillac Escalade. Good for him. Doing well. The Parts Farm, partsfarm.com. He has a voodoo crank a pallet situation going on up there. Good shit. Doma Got Cookies, DomaGotCookies.com, DomaGotCookies_LLC. I'm not sure if we're giving away cookies either. I haven't heard anything from them, but I'm assuming that we are because we always do. And Calamer's Transmission, Ben Calamer, CalamerTransmission.com. He asked me today how far I am from the motor. I said, dude, the motor's at least a month away. The pistons are 6 weeks away. So if you want to send the trans, cool. I'll pay you off and then we're good to go. But I can't get you content on it at all because I still have to buy a clutch. Guys, I'm going to, it's going to be a long time before you see that GT500 doing anything. So Corvette, Notch, got my hoods today. That's right. I got the Notch 4-inch hood and the Fairmont 4-inch hood. I'll be putting those on, make video on that. I'll be finalizing video on the ZR1 for tomorrow. So tomorrow you will get a ZR1 video at about 5 or 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you got a nice half hour of me struggling to put on long tube headers. Let's get after it. Let's talk some shit. Coyote Fury, Fresh Pasteles, Evan Ross, Bring Your Wood Screws, D&G Brandon, Gallo Bravo, Mendoza's Coyote, I Smell Butthurt, Win SVT, Clip Clop the Horse, Flacco F150, Josh Roy, Izzy R, Matt 2011, one of the mods, says good evening. Second Shift Racing, I thought it was great, says James J. We got their perspective view and it showed. You definitely have a future in podcasts and related content. Slava Bahu, what's that? Is that like go fuck yourself in like Swahili? What is that? 94 GT Vert, JLPZ, Douche Did It, TJ Sikorsky, Valley 10 Speed. Good morning. I'm so happy Valley 10 Speed is like doing his own side hustle. That's like impressive as fuck to me when someone opens a shop after gaining some credibility in the streets and makes it a business. That's badass shit. Cluster BM, Crumbopoulos, Michael, Nathan, Ron Lowenberg, Paul Ponthieu, Taquachev Leisure, Diego, HCFU grad, Anthony, More Pews, More Boost, Clean 93 GT, Craig Walls, Robo Style, Ignacio, Boost Lee, Torque and Beans, Tito, Raso, Monty 50, One Slow 50, Ford More Performance, Johnny Boy, Sub-Zero, Pito, Chiquito, Tyler Smith, Killshot Racing, Infamous, S550, Jared Wells, Tyler Smith, Johnny Boy, Phil Fez, JD Swag, TJ Sikorsky, Killshot Racing, Unreal SVT, Jeff Betts on the treadmill talking about Generation Z, Kellen Stocks, Angel Puerto Rico, Frank Weaver, Grant Wilberg, Jason Underrated, Perico Loco, Jeff Betts, Diego, Daywood, Heath, Sit Sideways, Matt 760. Welcome back. Valley, come back to bed. Right, gotcha. All right, so Cooper had reached out to me on social media because a lot of his fans, actually a lot of you guys, hit him up and said, you need to have Alex on the show. I think you guys will hit it off. And I, we agreed. Like, he hit me up on all social media, so big shout out to him reaching out to me on the Yellow Douchebag page, Alex Flores page, the what's the other one? My main page, my troll account. He went out of his way to reach out. So I was like, let me do this. Let me go up on a Saturday, 10 a.m., come back, and we'll also have a Saturday. Woke up at 6:30, took off at 7, got there at 10. Really just talked for about 5 minutes. I'm like, any subject matter you want to not talk about? No, boom. We sat down, started chopping it up immediately about AI, about tuning in general, about EPA overreach, about 2A stuff. And he definitely is one of those guys that strikes me as analytical, socially similar to me, where you can do well in social situations, but you would prefer to be left alone. But when you're put in a social situation, he can do well. And we basically talked about a little bit about everything. He has a nice little setup in his house. Has a nice garage. Seems to have a nice little life going. So I wanted to support his podcast. And I was like, let me have some of a different audience reach out to me. So we just talked about a bunch of stuff. He is just as surprised as I was that the people that are in the automotive racing culture are not aware as to how close the EPA is to literally shutting them down. He was the one that told me some guy named Vargas that messes with rotaries got hit up and said anything that comes out of this shop modified is a $5,000 fine. So he basically kind of he put me on game. I put him on game as to what's happening on our side of things, how the EPA does not give us rules to play by. And I think that's a calculated move on the EPA to not give you rules. They'll just say, we don't like that, and we're going to fine you an arbitrary amount that makes no sense. Like, how do you come up with the fine if it's a one-time thing? Now, it all stemmed from the 2015 emissions gate stuff with VW. That is an OEM doing that. And then that made them go, wait a minute, is anyone else doing it? So they went after the easy people to target, the diesel guys. And then it bled down to people like us, you and me, people that just want to operate. So what are the rules? There are no rules. There's tampering rules. You shouldn't modify the vehicle above and beyond as to what it was configured to out of the factory. So that means injectors are illegal. That means long tubes are illegal. That means a cold air is illegal. Really? So what's the fine for each? Oh, well, it's tampering. So as long as you don't tamper with a computer, you're good. But if you go through carb stuff and you pay money to go through carb certification, that still might make it illegal because a carb sticker does not exempt you from EPA enforcement. Then SEMA says, well, you got to get SEMA certified, and it becomes a absolute bullshit shenanigans of companies trying to get their foot in between you and the government in order for them to make a profit out of their enforcement. So you're like, well, no, they're not going to enforce you as bad, or at least it'll look better on your record if you have gone through the steps of cleaning stuff up. And this is exactly what happens with the 2A stuff. Now, I am not a 2A guy at all. I support the right for you to carry a blick and all that stuff. But, I don't know the difference between a stock and a brace. I don't know why one would be illegal, why one wouldn't. And it parallels the aftermarket, where we can make a vehicle more fuel efficient based off of tuning. That's right. If you make a vehicle more fuel efficient via tuning, that should be a positive. But they say, no, we don't want it tampered at all, depending on how it came out from the factory. So we can make a diesel run better, run leaner, run longer, run cleaner. And they don't want, apparently that's illegal to do. A diesel particulate filter, if anything, shortens the lifespan of a diesel engine. I understand rolling coal isn't a thing, but there is something to be said about efficiency. Now, people like Cummins are doing this thing where they're actually making the short block compatible with diesel and hydrogen. Have you seen that? Where Cummins has now ventured into hydrogen, basically still internal combustion, but a different fuel source. And I think that's where the money is. I think instead of mining copper, digging, going to Africa and telling people, hey, this tiny little tribe here, y'all got to get green. So we're going to help you get green. We're going to put windmills here and make you guys less of a third world country just so we can mine your copper. Imagine telling someone to their face that you will make the planet cleaner and better by scraping materials off of it with diesel equipment, shipping it overseas with boats that billow smoke, putting it in factories that run off of mainly natural gas, and telling you, the buyer, that buying a Tesla or anything else is green. Please shut up with that shenanigans. I think the future is alternative renewable fuels, something like a hydrogen, something like a biodiesel, something of that nature. But I don't think it should be one or the other. I think it should be all of it. I think you should have electric cars, sure. I think you should have highly advanced combustion techniques and fuel sources that are alternative, that are still internal combustion, because you're not going to solve everything overnight. You're not going to solve anything in 10 years by making everyone run on battery power. It's just not going to happen. It's absolutely crazy to think so. And it parallels a lot of the two-way stuff. Based on enforcement, you don't know what the rules are. One time, let's say you buy something and you're put on a registry. And then when they go the next week, they make that part illegal. Now they know who's got it. I guarantee that's what the EPA will do if you go through SEMA certified. If you go through the CARB program. Oh, thank you for registering the device you made. So when we deem it illegal, we know where you're at and we know how many you've made because there is a record of it. What a shit show, man. What an absolute shit show. Minibike says, keeping it real, that podcast was the best out here in Massachusetts. I appreciated his statement when he said he didn't care about politics and just wanted to be left alone and do what he wanted. Gail Banks makes diesels more efficient and his stuff is carb compliant. I'm so kludgy with my guns when I go fishing. Yeah, the guy made hydrogen-powered car, had an accident. Right, so if you look at the Cummins hydrogen technology. I saw it. Here you go. Cummins debut 15-liter hydrogen engine at ACT Expo. I saw this and I thought, oh, God damn it. I saw this and I thought, okay, this is interesting to talk about. Today, Cummins, this was registered, this is a while ago, May 9th. Today, Cummins debuted his 15-liter hydrogen engine at ACT Expo in Long Beach, California. The engine built on Cummins' new fuel agnostic. It's like agnostic is like you believe in God, but not that, not Jesus. Where below the head gasket, each fuel type's engine has largely similar components, meaning the short block is the same. The combustion event changes in the cylinder head, injectors, and manifold. This version will expected full production in 2027 pairs with clean, zero carbon hydrogen fuel, a key enabler of Cummins' strategy to go further and faster to help customers reduce greenhouse gases. We've established significant goals as part of our Planet 2050 sustainability strategy, including a target zero emissions, said Sikariff, pum. Yeah, let's go, Sikariff. I'm from Mexico. President Engine Business Cummins reducing well-to-wheels carbon emissions requires innovation of blah, blah, blah. Basically, they want to make this run on hydrogen, and it makes perfect sense. The short block is the same. Do you guys know that Ford has a part number for an F-150 motor that runs on liquid natural gas, LNG? And if you look up the part number and you see the engine layout, I'm not going to tell you someone got an engine, took it apart, and they're like, the valves are a different material. The pistons are a different material. The cylinder head has a slightly different design. The manifold has a different design. But largely the short block is the same. So there is the technology to make an existing internal combustion engine run on hydrogen. But for whatever reason, there's an electric push. There's a massive electric push as opposed to taking existing vehicles and switching the fuel source to a hydrogen-based fuel. It would be interesting if a drag racer did that, if someone went out of their way and said, let's see how much power we can make with a hydrogen-based fuel, and let's see if there's any power loss at all. I think that would be so interesting. But for whatever reason, the incentives, especially the government ones, are 100% on electric vehicles. That Green RCSB says, stop by, catch a like, I'll catch a show and your podcast later. I'm going to go rescue my daughter because Annie's done. Do the Vargas brothers have a Pomeranian? No idea. I don't want to search Cummings. About to lose my race car in a boat accident. What is happening? What is happening? Sneaking in the G like a G. Cummings. I see in the semi today that ran on hydrogen or some type of alternative fuel. Miller Beer. GM has natural gas stuff too. Ghost Cam Tune work on Gen 2 control packs. Yes, Donnie DeVille. Probably Roush. They had an LPG branch that converted F-150s to LPG. So Roush, I think, does have a hydrogen or natural gas drag race vehicle. Roush drag race hydrogen. And I think I've seen it at NMRA events. Ford Racing Rush Performance. Jack Roush talks drag racing hydrogen fuel. Or is it liquid natural gas or LNG? Drag race LNG. LNG. Let's see if that comes up with anything. No. Yeah, propane. 5.4 liter modular motor with propane. Yes, I see. If you guys see this car at NMRA, this is a propane powered dragster, you know? I mean, I don't know if it... Why would you show a burnout? Can we just, like, not ever show a burnout? Why do people show burnouts? It's so stupid. What's that smell? Oh, my God. Let's talk about it.
And we are here with the NMCA event.
Oh, my God, of course. Is Roush that bad that they don't give someone a proper mic? Oh, my God. The microphone sounds like ass.
We convert gas engines to use propane. A few years ago, 3 years ago, I decided that we could take that technology and
Could you guys hear that shit at all?
apply it to motor
Maybe you guys should have stopped developing a heater 2650 and given this girl a mic.
sports, and we've been very successful. This 2010 Mustang behind me is...
Anyway, that car is propane powered, sponsored by AmeriGas, so you could fart in the gas tank and make a... Will it run quicker if you eat Taco Bell then fart in it? I don't know. I know you don't believe it, but it's all about control. Who controls electricity controls the car. I don't not believe it, but there are more internal combustion engine cars on the planet than there are electric cars. Emerging countries will never ever go fully electric. India will never go fully electric. They have tut-tuts all over the place. Those three-wheeled freaking things all over the place. No one is ever gonna go full electric and outlaw gas vehicles. States are, and that will fail miserably. I can't wait to see how California is doing after 2035 when they outlaw all new sales of gas-powered vehicles. They think they're doing something innovative. They're actually slowly killing that state. But, we'll see. Did they hire NPR to produce this? Right. Yeah, it is a propane kept in gas form when stored. That pawn shop, Mike, exactly. Alex, they don't even want you to have a gas stove. I understand that. But that is... Okay, people float ideas to see how people react. You understand? Usually when somebody floats the idea of outlawing propane or natural or gas stoves, they don't do it because they actually believe it. They do it to see what kind of traction it gets. Because all you have to do is scare 2 or 3 Karens into thinking that will kill you and it is bad for the environment and it should become illegal. And then there's a big push and bada bing, bada boom, no more gas stoves. I am a Gen Xer. I was born in 1978. I remember gas space heaters. I worked in sites where our only source of heat was a kerosene torpedo heater. We all know what that smells like. Okay, so if you're maybe that's why I lost my hair. But I think they just float ideas out there to see if any of them will gain any traction. And since it didn't, and people literally made fun of them, they're on to the next thing. It happens all the time. Time to send my trans to Ben Calamer, starting to leak from the gasket. Rest in peace to 6060. India uses Flintstone cars when the microphone has as much heat soak as their blower. Is anodized coating on pulley, especially Whipple or GripTech pulleys, vital for grip versus raw aluminum? Yes, Donnie DeVille. Apparently there is something to be said about the knurling or specialized grip technology on GripTech pulleys. It's made a big difference. I know guys that have gone 8s with a 6 rib, which was unheard of back in the mid 2010s, like 2015, 2016, 2017. You needed a 10 rib. And then all of a sudden, these GripTech style pulleys started coming out for positive displacement superchargers. And I understand someone said that the other day. They go, aren't all superchargers positive displacement? I mean, technically, you're right. But we're talking like a screw type blower. Twin screw, TVS, top mount blower situation. They have Camels Cummins with no G, Alex. Cummins. Get the hell out of California. Porsche is also making synthetic fuel. I think what's going to happen, because I'm a huge sci-fi guy. Once electric, and if solar power becomes a thing, and then you have a event that negates sunlight. All you need is a volcano. All you need is wait a minute before I do it. In Florida, about every summer, we get sandstorms. Okay? So when we get sand coming from Africa all the way here, and there is a orange haze in the sky. So what happens when we get that, there is technically a little less sunlight. So all that needs to happen is a place that runs 100% on solar power, or a very bad winter where the sun is lower on the horizon and overcast for, let's say, a month. You live in Massachusetts. How many of you live in Massachusetts and don't see the sun for a good month or two? And then when the sun comes out, you're like, whoa, look at how crisp and clear it is. Once that happens, people are going to start going, wait a minute, we need a plan B. What's our plan B? And people like Porsche, Cummins, and all those people that have developed alternative fuels with a fuel that is literally renewable, hydrogen, the most vast element in the universe, they're going to say, why don't we just do that? Why are we going all out with this? The emissions of a hydrogen combustion event is like water vapor. It's nothing. Why the hell did we go full electric? Why did we make massive holes in the earth, had little kids mine the copper and the nickel and all that stuff to make the batteries? Unless a completely different battery tech comes into play, like a salt-based solid state battery or something like that. Sahara sandstorms, exactly. Cue the smoke machine, right? The sandstorm coming in at 911 horsepower, brace for impact. In your opinion, David Jeffrey says, which specialty Mustang is more function over form, vice versa, in terms of mods? So you're saying, David, you're asking the question, which Mustang can get you the most for less? In terms of it doesn't look awesome, but you can do more with it and function over form. I have a Fox body. I mean, the Fox body is literally built for drag racing. The triangulated forelink, the weight, the aftermarket support is ridiculous on it. But maybe you don't want to be that one of 1 million guys that puts that in, builds a Fox body. But there's a reason why the platform is so popular. So if you're going to build a drag car and you want to go A to be the fastest and most straight and the not cheapest, but let's just say there's a lot more support for it, the Fox body is really difficult to beat in that aspect. Solar panels don't stop collecting energy because it's cloudy out. That's old tech. Okay, MB. Okay. Sure, an overcast sky absolutely captures solar rays, or creates the same amount. A 30-degree hazy sky in the summer, in the winter, with the sun low on the horizon, creates the exact same energy transfer to a solar panel than a high sun in Arizona in the middle of summer. Get out of here. Just get out of my face with that shit. 2020 winter in Texas, the grid almost crashed in a winter storm. No solar and no wind. So cold, even the gas line froze. Jeff Betts, you're psycho. Don't you know that old tech captures solar rays when the sun is down? Oh, the new tech? New tech captures solar rays at night. B. Diesel generators, plan B. Mr. Fool Me Once tried to push hydrogen stuff. Right. He did say, fool me once. Shame on you. You're not going to fool me again. Stupid ass motherfucker. Current vehicles could probably be converted to hydrogen also, just like LNG. Now, I don't have the money for that, but I would absolutely love to make a alternative fueled vehicle that makes similar power as a gas powered vehicle, and be able to run on hydrogen, be able to run on liquid natural gas, and make boatloads of power and not really worry about emissions, and show the people it can be done. The problem is it is so expensive. And the tuning aspect, you need a company like a Roush to have an engineering, because Roush to me is more of an engineering firm than anything. If you think of Roush as a blower manufacturer, you are psycho. Roush is an engineering firm, and they do anything and everything. They're responsible for building most of the GM's performance catalog engines over at the PAS plant, Performance Assembly Solutions building that I went to. And right there, they were building Phoenix engines, Raptor 3.5 turbo, EcoBoost stuff, 4GT engines, and 502 big block Chevys with this dry dyno testing thing that was super cool. What's the octane of CNG? I don't know. I really don't know. Half Bolted On says 0709 GT500, Boss 302. Out of those two, the Boss 302, by far, it's not even close. The Boss 302 has the king daddy of all Gen 1 motors. I forget what it's called. The Roadrunner. The Roadrunner and the Boss 302, like, do you think those Billy badass cars that run 6s or low 7s have a aftermarket billet crank? Oh, they have a Boss 302 crank. So if you can get yourself a Boss 302 motor, you can make 1,000 on that bitch, no problem. Dakota's a great example. He's had 15 different power adders in that thing. The bottom end is still bone stock. Donnie DeVille says, thanks. I'm asking because I found a company, Carbonite Racing, that does treatment process on any pulleys, and I am wanting to stay 6-trip over converting. Well, Donnie, why don't you just go to Grip Tech? Why would you go to a brand new company that no one's ever heard of to do something Grip Tech already does? I don't get it. Solar panels these days are more efficient with direct sun, but they still collect and convert energy even if it's shaded and cloudy. You don't understand what I'm saying. Let's say it's sunny, let's say it's cloudy, and they're not able to transfer as much of the solar power to the units, and then there is a big demand in electricity. You're going to have to turn on the diesel generators. Bet me, the Tesla Giga, did you see Elon Musk's vision for a Tesla Gigafactory for battery? Okay, so let me look him up. Elon. So he showed a picture of what the Tesla Giga battery plant is going to look like in the future. Look at this. What a campus. What a photo. Shit, look at this. So this is what he envisions that the Tesla battery plant is going to look like. How much do you want to bet me? These are all solar panels, right? Solar panels. Says Tesla. I guarantee this is going to have 10 to fucking 20 massive 24-cylinder diesel generators. It has to. It has to. It has to have redundancy. So If someone goes to the Tesla Giga battery factory in Pennsylvania, what is this? Wait a minute. Whoa. What is this? Does that look like a tank? A big, massive reserve of fuel? What is this over here, guys? Huh? Renewable my asshole. This right here looks like a storage tank. What are you storing, Elon? So it is a ruse to think that 100% renewable will run this motherfucker. You need a backup. And the backup is a tank of dinosaurs. You see what I mean? You see the bullshit that people are trying to put out there? And then all you have to do is look at a photo. Why didn't anyone ask what's that in the photo? Matter of fact, I'm going to do this. Let's do it. Let's do it live. Let's do it live. Because I am a troll of all trolls. So let me see. I'm going to go like this. Da-da-da. Microsoft Paint. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Is it opening in Paint? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay. So I'm going to go, what's this? And then, is there an arrow? Wait, oh, Jesus Christ. Go back. Oh, undo. Undo. Where's the undo? Here's the undo. Okay, and then I'm going to type in, what's this, Elon Musk? This, Elon. Okay. Boom. And I'm going to do it again. Choop. Save as. Okay. Save. Okay. I'm going to do it live. Because don't save. Okay. And then I'm going to tweet it out. I'm going to tweet it out. Because I love this shit. Because we need to know what this is. Boom. Okay. Elon Musk. What is this? What's this? Is it a fuel tank? Yes. That's how we do shit. Because we got to see what the deal is. And if he says, well, of course you need a backup. Oh, you need a backup for what? Come on, Carlito. It wasn't even turned on. Bro, let's do it. That's giving me hardcore Skynet vibes. Someone's Rivian blew up at a charging station. I have a grip type, but I'm referring to a water pump pulley, alternator, pulley, tensioner, pulley, yada, yada, yada. Gotcha. Propane injection and old 7.3 power stroke base. Stupid. Power. CNG is 120 to 125. Just wanted to let everyone know I'm not a peasant. GT500 rev limiters are the best. Quick question. I know you need spark plugs for propane. Is hydrogen compression ignition or spark? That's a good one. That's a good one, right? I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm never going to try to guess to that because I don't know. I literally don't know that the question that I asked. Take that, Elon Musk. Take that, Elon Musk is right. And once he says, oh, that's a fuel tank.
Take that, Elon Musk.
Well, then why do you need a fuel tank? Oh, we have 46 backup generators in case shit goes downhill. Oh, so you're saying that there is no such thing as 100% renewable shit. You can't run 100% off a battery, off of solar. You would be stupid to not have a backup. Elon is going to reply, that's Sasso, man. Tweets, it gets swatted 20 minutes later on the live. That's where they store electricity. Ford stock just went up. Score one for the good guys back home. That's Area 51. What if there was an agreement, one hybrid, one EV, one vehicle, unlimited mods? What if there was an agreement between one hybrid, one, whatever. I don't look, you gotta ask really basic questions. I don't know. I can't get in your head. What you're saying, it just makes no sense to me. Backup generators with no emissions. Right. You gotta have, if you guys have seen any data storage units, like for insurance companies. Insurance companies have these big buildings somewhere in the middle of nowhere you don't even know exists. And those buildings hold all of your insurance information. Servers and servers and servers and rows of information. Critical information like Cigna and all these other insurance companies. All your shit is backed up in a server somewhere. They have 6 to 8 backup generators. And if the voltage drops a certain amount, boom, they automatically kick in. How do I know this? Because I was the dumb motherfucker maintaining those things as a millwright. I was the dumb motherfucker going in there, making sure the pumps were working, making sure the batteries were right. And every guy that worked there for 10 or 20 more years died of cancer because his job was to maintain the battery backups and the generators at that server farm. Died of cancer. I knew 3 guys that died in a Connecticut data center that had battery backups, and he was around that shit all of the time. In that building, 2 or 3 guys, if I remember correctly, died of cancer. Crazy shit. That's where Elon stores his hair gel. The tank is the robot sewage collection. The place will be run by robots. Basic questions, Waffle House or IHOP? IHOP. And a portable generator, hydrant, they can get rid of that. Okay, sorry if it's a stupid question, says the 427 dude. The LS7 and Gen 3 Coyote. For my 93 pump tunes, can I mix Sunoco 260 GT and Sunoco GTX for insurance opposed to boosting? Yes. I have pump gas in my white car. If I make more than 11 pounds of boost, half of a tank of Sunoco 260 GT makes the car see 17 degrees of timing. Pump gas on 11 PSI, the car barely sees 14 degrees. Now, that does not mean that the knock sensors are pulling back timing on a Coyote. On a Coyote, they have basically logic inferred in the software that if the oxygen sensors, the front 2 widebands, can detect the octane that is being combusted, and it is sweet, it will reference a table that will allow the car to see more timing. On an LS7, I don't know that they have that, but I have mixed Sunoco 260 GT, C16, and pump gas all the freaking time without issues. Next thing, the EPA finna put Next thing, the EPA finna put DEF in a generator, but I thought it was in a cloud. Right. Oh my God. Whoa. EPA, did you just reference something that I said on the dating channel like a year ago? Wow. If they're not used for primary power, they're not required to have emissions, i.e. tire for stuff. Especially the fiber optics communications needs to be on 24/7. Star Wars or Star Trek. The next generation Star Trek. Plugs were finished after 2 cans of Boostane and 3,000 miles. Correct. I put Boostane in my notch. The plugs were brown in a half a tank. The Corvette has had nothing but Sunoco 260 GT and pump gas. Clean as fuck. The plugs are clean as fuck. I love it. And you can read the timing mark nicely. I love that. FLKA for Life says EPA agreement, 1 EV vehicle or 1 hybrid owned, 1 you could own without any limits and mods of banning mods. Well, out of those two, if the EPA says you have to one, well, I would say fuck you. I know. The EPA, in my opinion, is a regulatory, but the enforcement should not come from the EPA. The EPA should not be enforcing anything. The EPA should not have armed agents. The EPA is just a regulatory thing, and then they could defer any enforcement to the Department of Justice. But what they're doing is they're doing everything. They're setting the fine. They're showing up to your shit with Blix, and they're putting you out of business and putting you in jail. What the fuck is going on? Half bolted on says, you're 100% Alex. Insurance companies have buildings that are highly secured where all information is kept. So much data, 24/7, water cooled. Exactly. The floors are floating floors. And when you remove a tile, there is so much air conditioning going under this floating floor at a server farm. And all the wires are laid out beautifully. And it is an information, it is $1 billion building in terms of just information. And what do they depend on to keep everything running properly? Regular electricity and diesel Caterpillar generators. Big, massive diesel generators. Oh, someone replied to my fuel. What is it? We deserve to know. UFOs. Yeah, I bet you it's someone already replied to my tweet. Elon Musk, what's this? Is it a fuel tank? And fuel. What is it? So I can't wait to see if he won't, because he'd have to admit that he has diesel stored at a battery plant. We should ask Elon what relationship was like with his father. Everyone remembers to drink your toilet water. I used to maintain data centers, and we swapped our old cat generators for Mercedes models, and I always got called out to sites because of power outages, and the generator kicked on automatically. Alex be mixing fuels like Breaking Bad. The EPA is not DEA and shouldn't be armed as much. Exactly. The EPA to me sets rules and guidelines. And if anyone has to do any enforcement, it shouldn't be the EPA. They should never be. Imagine who the fuck is an EPA agent? Some flunky that couldn't make it somewhere? Like you are an EPA agent. So do you live by the code? Do you live the way EPA tells you to live? I guarantee there are agents out there that work for the EPA, go into Vargas's shop, Lunch shop, PFI's shop, and have a diesel at home. Have a 2-stroke dirt bike at home. Smoke. They live like shit. They couldn't make it in a real cop situation, so they ended up enforcing the Environmental Protection Agency rules. Bro, fuck you. If you're an agent of the EPA, bro, shame on you. You don't have any sense of morality. You have, let's go in and bust a mom and pop shop that are barely making it and fine them $80,000 because of not so great science behind the rules and enforcements. Get the fuck out of here with the bullshit. So the DOJ showing up to your house is better than the EPA? It would at least make sense. If the EPA sets the rules, sets the fines, and enforces who has to pay, who is regulating the EPA? My spark plugs look mint when I change them. Lung for the win. I feel like every EPA agent should be audited for what they drive. Me too. There should be a litmus test to be an EPA agent. I do what I want, says EPA. Second thought on that tank, world's largest watch battery. Reliability is key. Usually, as long as the generator has gas, it's going to make power where something could happen that the solar panels can't keep up. This is why prisons use big generators for backup. So let's look at what a massive Caterpillar generator looks like. Images. These things are serious, okay? And these are for like offshore drilling stuff, and they have like ridiculous, massive. So imagine you work at the Giga Dick or whatever. I used to build these in Houston. That was like one of my jobs in Houston, is putting these pieces of shit together. They have a starter, an alternator drive. They have just the craziest stuff. So imagine let's say you're one of these psycho green people that you virtue signal to everybody. And you go to work at the Gigafactory and make batteries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, a V16, right? And you never realized that this motherfucker, because there's not one motherfucker, there's not two motherfuckers.
Not one motherfucker.
There's many of these motherfuckers around, and they literally keep every company running, even if there's a power. Look at this big son of a bitch. Could you imagine putting that in a Fox body? Not one motherfucker will gap you.
Not one motherfucker.
Because I'm telling you, to this day, diesel is still the main source of electricity for not the main source, but the main backup source. You need dinosaur fuel to run your business to this day.
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 You just sit here, you don't know what I'm talking about?
Deontay Wilder's the best, bro. EPA employees probably have wood burning and gas stove. Came into for the like. Also, F the EPA. Hey, what's up? Butcher. What's up, brother? Alex, do you believe in 100,000 mile plugs? I was thinking of swapping them out. Car is 43,000 miles. No. I think every 2 oil changes, I change my plugs out. Why would you get called out for? Generator started because the power went out. That's what's supposed to happen. Duh. Right. Well, the problem is this. When you virtue signal that your plant is run on 100% renewable energy, you are lying. You are a fucking liar, okay? Because people like us, millwrights, that we see the down, dirty, garbage shit, that the bones of the building, the nitty gritty. Look, a lot of you guys probably saw what happened on 9/11. I'm dating myself, but you saw what happened on 9/11 when the buildings came down. And you thought to yourself, oh my God, the thing just collapsed and the people. You know what I thought? I said, the pipes the chemicals that are in the pipes, the asbestos that is lining the pipes and the insulation, the hot water pumps, the boiler feed pumps, the chilled water pumps, the air handling units, all of that came down too. That's all I was like, oh my God. Yes, the loss of life was awful, but I'm thinking everything else that is in that building, the piping, the elevators, all of the hardware that makes that building live. I mean, devastating stuff. So when you look at a renewable, when you look at a power plant, when you look at anything, and you think it runs on solar power, you are smoking that crack, because all companies. Did you know that power plants have the ability to switch from burning natural gas and burning oil, depending on what the market is on each? If you go to a liquid natural gas fired power plant that has turbines, that is generating electricity, do you know they have the ability to switch to oil if the oil price drops low enough to become profitable for them to burn that instead of the natural gas? I wish you guys would. If you become a millwright and you start seeing how the world operates, it opens your eyes. It absolutely opens your eyes as to the hypocrisy of what people are saying, what renewable is, and this and that. Everything runs off of dinosaurs. The reservation I work for has 3 of those from Cummins. I bet the EPA rolls up in a bunch of V8 SUVs when they roll up on the spot. Why are they not rolling around a bunch of Priuses? What about the Apple facility? The drywall. Asbestos in the drywall. But Alex, it was. I'm not going to get on that conspiracy theory. It smelled like someone was welding for months and had coughed for months. Gum under the desk. Okay, I learned something new today. Thanks, Alex. You got it. DNA High Performance. Sorry, we're late. Ola. So let's look at what the Apple campus looks like. I'm going to look at all these places and I'm going to look for, Apple is just this big round fucking building, right? Let's look at images. And if they have a tank somewhere, I'm going to laugh so hard. It has to be a very big, wide overhead shot. Let me see. Oh, look at the rainbow flag. Could you imagine going to work and that's your fucking building, bro? Oh my Lord. Shit. Let me see this. Oh, what is this? What is this? Hey, wait a minute. Enhance. Can I enhance? I need to know what this is. Let me see. It looks like they have a big old tank over here. No, that's something else. If they have a tank, they'd be really smart to have it way off site. Like way off site. Like, I love talking shit. Oh my God, I love talking shit Tuesdays. It's the best. That ain't no theory, right? Crapple campus. Could you imagine? Dino fuel has the highest energy concentration, so what is so hard to understand? Look, I don't understand people that are scientific and smart will look at you right in the eye sockets and tell you that their shit runs on 100% renewable energy stuff. Tesla owners, and not all of them, a lot of them understand they just want a little daily driver to putt around town. And, they could charge it overnight and their electric bill isn't affected that much. That's perfect. But don't you dare say that you're saving the planet by doing that. There was a South Park episode where they sniffed their farts because they drove around in the Gas Saver 2000. South Park episode. What is it? EV vehicle. They made fun of it a long time ago. Flaunting your new ride. Let me see. Yeah, a hybrid. See, this is when it was big to flaunt the fact that you had hybrid vehicles.
Hey there, Richard.
Oh, hey, Gerald. New car?
Yeah, it's a hybrid. I just couldn't sit back and be a part of destroying the Earth anymore.
Yeah, and then they ended up smelling. They got so pompous that they kept smelling their own farts. Smelling old fart. Smelling Own fart, right? Because they were so smug, and the vehicle was called the Smug 2000 or something like
Here
that.
in San Francisco.
They moved to San Francisco, where everyone else had a hybrid vehicle, and they had a thing about smelling their own farts because I think the car was called. Oh, it became a smug cloud. Everyone was so smug in San Francisco that it created a smug cloud. It caught another storm system and it created a massive storm somewhere. It was great. Alex, will you be mine for Valentine? Get the fuck out of here. Alex, 6266, I don't care. I literally don't care. That was a Prius episode. Smug P episode, right? Like the video peasants. Hybrid show. I think of Super Troopers when I hear enhance. Smug, the smugness. The smug started clouding the sky so they couldn't get power to their solar panels. Checking in, how's it going? Just looking at Ford F-150 Lightning that is freezing up now, working in cold weather. Now you have started seeing that a lot of people are now experiencing issues with their electric vehicles because most of the United States is freezing. So in the summer, you guys were talking all that shit and everything was fine. Now some of you can't even get into your own vehicle. You can't charge it. I've always said that electric cars are for people that have a house with a garage and an outlet inside. And I think that's a great use for an electric car. Let's say you commute 50 miles a day. You drive 25 miles to work, go to lunch, come back. That's a perfect use for an electric car because you can have a daily that doesn't consume any fuel. You just plug it in at night like you do your phone and you're good to go. But I wouldn't dare say that everyone should be forced to buy these because some of us drive 100, 200 miles a day. Guys that work at construction, they got to have a 3/4 ton truck. And sometimes their construction site is 80 miles from their house. They work 12 hours. Maybe they work 12 hours 3 times a week, right? And they come back an hour and a half drive, and then they sleep for like a second, go back to work, and then they have 4 days off. They maybe work 3 on, 4 off, or 4 on, 3 off. So how are you going to force people like that to get into an EV? You can't. You simply cannot. The EV has only one use and one use only. A small commuter car, less than 100 miles a day, and I think that's a perfect application for it. The South Park IT episode with the special controls was hilarious. SEMA certified says smell your farts. TFL posted about the Hummer EV. It would take 3 days to charge. I think it's capped, to be honest. There's a video of a guy sleeping in a Tesla like -10. Okay. I've seen a couple of Lightnings around Houston. That's an expensive truck to look like a previous gen F-150 with a light bar. 80 miles in the middle of the desert, 40 hours a week tops. I literally own one fairly thin jacket, Florida, for the win. So I just think that after the discussion with Cooper, I hope that a lot of his audience, see, I don't know if Cooper's audience is Garrett leftover audiences. I know that we didn't even talk about that. I didn't even want to get into the whole Garrett situation because I didn't want it to become the Cletus, why you and Cletus ain't fucking type stupid shit. I just wanted to talk to him. But I think a lot of his fans are also Cleat fans. And I think a lot of them thought that, they know that I talk shit on Cleat all the time because it's easy, number one. But number two, it's a show called Talking Shit. What do you think I'm going to do? But I wanted the audience, his audience, to kind of grasp an outside perspective, or an insider's perspective to something that probably don't realize is happening. A lot of them are just, I still have customers to this day, guys, that say the same thing. I've got long tube headers. I need a new tune to shut the O2s off. I received long tube headers on the Corvette. They have high flow cats. I know it's going to trip a 420, 430 code. Catalyst inefficiency codes. I know it's going to trip those codes. And bada bing, bada boom. Second time I turn the car on, bang, 420, 430 codes. So theoretically, a tuner should not be able to turn those codes off. And depending on the software and whatever you signed to be able to use that software, should not even have those things populated. So this is the future. The future is check engine lights. Brand new vehicles tuned with 10-year-old plus devices with inconsistent software that pairs to your phone, and the tunes are okay. That's 2023, 2024 for you. It's gone backwards. I can almost say that there was better tuning with quarter horse and motes on Fox body stuff than you have on modern stuff. EV fanatics probably never had a Power Wheel when they were kids. Why does he talk shit on talking shit? Exactly. But I don't think Cooper did a lot of research on me, and that was a good thing because I wanted him to get a real feel for the type of person I am. When you look at that interview on Cooper's podcast, that's me. That's how I talk to people. That's how I communicate. That's how I normally am. I'm nice. I'm chill. I'm laid back. I try to make good points. I ask questions. But, you guys think that I'm, like this all the time? Hell no. That's exhausting. What if the long tubes are SEMA certified? And that's the other thing. What can SEMA do as a private company to approve your parts? Let's say I create software and the software allows me to index files. And then I go to SEMA and I say, hi, SEMA, I have everything in a 2018 and up Mustang indexed, and I want your blessing to be able to sell this commercially. In there has all the tools to tune your car properly. Will that save me from being rated by the EPA for making software that they can in the future deem to be a defeat device? Let's say I come out with not an N gauge, but an A gauge, Alejandro gauge. What does this do different than what's out there now? This is just a delivery, flash, and data logging device. In here, you do not have the ability to hit any buttons to turn off the O2s. In here, you do not have the ability to turn anything off. All you can do with a device with an A gauge, theoretically, if I come up with one, is flash a file and data log the file. The tuner makes all the adjustments. Are you going to make me shut down my company if I start making something that simply flashes a tune and data logs? Nothing I can hit in this screen will make the emissions system cooperate or not cooperate. I don't know. So what guarantees do I have from SEMA if I was to go out of my way to get SEMA certified? Not one hat flip. Not one motherfucker. How many times did you see me flip my hat on that shit?
Not one motherfucker.
You're very professional in real life. Thank you. It was like watching you guys get to know each other and both of you enjoyed the time. We could have talked for another 3 hours. We could talk. Like, we were that in the pocket with a conversation. When Cooper mentioned YOLO douchebag Alex, shut that down quick. Oh, yeah, absolutely. What if it's spelled gauge, G-A-Y-G-E, instead of gauge, G-A-U-G-E? Changes, you know what? Oh. EPA, you did it. We have now found how to keep the EPA off of us. The N-Gauge, G-A-Y-G-E, run and operated by a trans woman. I'm a woman, and I'm making the N-Gauge. Why are you not letting minorities, people of different facets of life, operate a small business? Why can't you say, I identify as a dolphin today, and I want to make the N-Gauge? A trans person, a person that identifies as trans, makes a tuning device. We win. Who's going to come after you? Why are you going after people that are trans? Are you transphobic, EPA? Are you not understanding that people of different forms of life or different, they think, are you going after me because I'm trans, bigot? That's how you stop it. You say you're a trans person and you automatically cannot get rated. Bet me on that shit. Because the worst thing that could happen to someone like the EPA or someone like that is if they go after someone they deem a protected class. Fuck out of here. Stupid. Just finished watching the Cooper podcast. Great show. Damn, that's a 3-hour show. If you buy an EV, does that make you Elon Hondro? Don't get the half flip thing since I've been on the round for a year. So you don't get the half flip? Jesus Christ. We win, right? We win, absolutely. Get the hair. Quick, EPA is knocking. I'm a trans black woman. I don't know, you look like a bald Puerto Rican guy. Who the fuck do you think you are? You don't know how I feel inside. I love it. Got the baby to latch. Right. Hey, why are you rating me? I'm giving milk to my baby. What is wrong with you?
Latch, but I've not been able to produce any milk. That's okay.
Oh my God. The company was just latched. The woke gauge. You'd still get cookie cutter tunes. Do you want the cookies or coffee, EPA? JD Bruce says, Alex, I know this might be a stupid ass question, but I bought it. But I bought a new to me 15 Mustang with an N-gauge that has an HP Tuners VMP crap on it. Would Lum be able to work on it since it's already tuned to the car? Yes. Yes. Oh, it's married to your car. We need your serial and a VIN number, and you should be good to go. I saw the connection. It's not just a gauge, it's an N-gauge. What cookies did EPA win? N-gauge monitors LGBTQs. Right. EPA, get the cookie maker. Take that, EPA. JD Bruce, thank you for the money. I appreciate you very much. Just use the gauge on my car and it's now a transformer. How dare you? Get the wig. Already married to my car. My bad. Got it. Yes. I wish you could make a video to rebuttal to the EPA to submit in court and be the voice of everyone. The problem is this. I've already said this. If I was to become the main advocate with our community against the EPA overreach, they're just going to look at my YOLO douchebag stuff and say, you're the fucking guy? And then I could say something like, well, that's a character. I was simply having fun and say it's a character. Yeah, but you said anti-gay things. I go, actually, I did not. I said pro-gay things. I actually made a video of two guys professing their love for V6 Mustangs. So I don't know what you're talking about, bigot. I literally reenacted a scene as if it were to happen if two gay guys were looking for a V6 Mustang. So you are a bigot, EPA. Does that mean doctors are trans tuners? N-gauge would go well with Starlight headliners. Do you think resto mods will see a boost in stocks due to OEMs making it harder to tune new cars? Absolutely, David Jeffrey. You're starting to see American Muscle pair up or merge or something with a company that had muscle car affiliations. Hey, EPA, are we giving away cookies and coffee? I haven't heard anything. If we're not, no big deal. The T-gauge. Until I found the video of you tuning the V6 Mustang. I got to find that stuff. They would find your V6 Mustang video and be okay with it. Just play the role, right? Just get a thicker eyebrow and play the role. They're going to find Nat Jews comment, right? EPA is the Touring Tune SEMA certified. And I'd love to... the best thing I can do to fight the EPA is... Oh, we're giving away cookies and coffee? Beautiful. Thank you very much. The best thing we can do to fight the EPA overreach is fight it in the courtroom with courtroom types, and people like me make fun of them in the public eye, and bring awareness to the whole situation. Basically, make sure everyone understands, and basically translate what they're saying like a layman, and to show how stupid and inconsistent it is. What's gayer, V6 gauges or EcoBoost gauges? American Muscle meets GT1 race car. Okay, Alex is going to get Hoffed. Yes, cookies and coffee. Got it. Can the EPA shift like you, though? I don't think so. Give me that damn coffee. So I really don't know what is going to come of it, but I know for a fact that we, as tuners, can only manipulate files with the software that's available to us. So if those people are allowed to operate, then we should literally be not guilty by association. You know what I mean? Like, if the EPA hit up software companies like Cobb, SET, HP Tuners, and all those guys, and they're still in business, that means that they're complying with their decree, right? Like, I'm one of those very simple guys that goes, okay, if we're living in the EPA enforcement era, and every single one of these companies is still in business, and we tuners, not me specifically, but we tuners use their software, so we are not guilty by association. Because if you're, how can you hit me up and find me for using commercially available software? Again, I don't build cars. I don't remove emissions equipment from cars in a business format. I have a hobby, and I race cars as a hobby, and I drive the cars no more than 5,000 miles a year. So as a tuner, you literally have to find logic somewhere that says, we can fine you for manipulating legal, commercially available software. Well, that doesn't make any sense, right? You'd have a court battle and you'd lose it in a heartbeat, because then you'd have to go, the shit is going to flow uphill. So we'll see. They got Richard Petty, should have got James Charles. We wouldn't be dealing with this right now. We need Benjamin Crump to represent us in the EPA. You license their product. If you go down, they should too, says Butcher CS. Is this the gun manufacturer versus the user argument? There you go. So because it parallels this 2A stuff. Like Junior sent me a link the other day, and I really wasn't aware of what was happening with that link. Did Elon reply? No. Yogan Lates, Scott Carpenter. Is that EPA certified? That's remote charging station for all the ICE machines. Okay, I thought it was. So if you allow a gun to be made, again, I'm really dumb when the 2A stuff. I'm really sorry if I say really dumb things. Okay, I'm not privy to that. But if you allow a stock to be made, if you allow a brace to be made, if you allow a gun to be manufactured, why are you making it illegal to own it? Or why are you making it illegal to own it in a certain configuration? What do you need a brace for? I don't know. Just in case one of you motherfuckers tries to take my shit and then mow all you motherfuckers down. Huh? Ever think of that, son? Or maybe there's a whole bunch of deer or hogs. I need my... I need to rat-tat-tat them motherfuckers. They don't go down in one shot. You ever go hog hunting? They don't go down in one shot. They're thick. Alex, would you be selling tunes in the dark alley from inside of your coat? 1000 E85 NA tunes. New drag cars are robust front end, tucked in drive axle. Sarah InTune would be the official spokesperson. Stop it. Look, I have no issue with him, her, they, she. Poor girl, guy. Did she go through the transition? I would interview her. How many of you would like to see me interview Sarah InTune? Like, have her on for an hour and talk about trans stuff. Like, okay, like tell me how everything works and how it comes to work in the car stuff. Because if you look at Sarah InTune videos, she has a lot of simps follow her, right? There's a lot of guys who are like, you're so beautiful. Oh my God. And I'm like, okay, maybe he knows. Or maybe he doesn't know. Who knows? If they went after Engage, then using the same logic that you go after Bill Gates and his software used to run the programs needed for actually deleting or defeating grizzlies and other bears. Yes, exactly. Let them go after him wiring up a building before the building is standing. Why does that gun need a trigger? Ban it. Exactly. Do it. Turvey would rub one out to the interview as long as you have the wig on. No, I'm not going to. Look, I would never do that. I would never make fun of her because that's fucked up, right? Let's be honest. If she has transitioned from a male to a female and she likes cars and has a big following, no fucking problem. But I'd like to know, I have so many questions, and not necessarily on the sex stuff because that's none of my business. That's their business. But the car stuff is hugely interesting to me because I would ask so many questions about, okay, let's say you met Sarah InTune somewhere. Look, car girls aren't that good looking to begin with, right? Let's just all agree that car girls are not good looking to begin with. Generally, they're tatted up and they look kind of off a little bit. I'm about to sneeze. Holy shit. The Benadryl's wearing off. So when you look at Sarah InTune, you go, that's an attractive person. Like, okay. let me see what she looks like. Like a good She's got a lot of views, dude. She's good for her. She's got 530,000 subs. So let me see. Let me just look at one video. Okay. Okay. Dead ass, guys. Dead ass. Answer me in a very honest way. Does she look better than 99% of the car girls out there? Right? I'm not stupid. This person I'm looking at right now looks better than 99% of the car girls out there. Have you seen car girls? Imagine men can do everything better than you, including looking better than you. So let's say, for instance, you're out there, you're having a good time, and you meet her somewhere at a car meet. And someone says, no, shut the fuck up. I'd show you car girls right now that look worse than her. You know it. You know car girls. Right now, the guys that say no have a chub. There are girls that are way uglier than her in the car community. Shut up. How dare you? Fucking guys are like, no, I know she. If you didn't know she used to be a man, you would have gone, she's not bad. So you meet this person at a meet, and you're like, wow, you're 5'11", you're pretty jacked. You work out? Yes. Wow. What do you got? K Elemental P swapped Honda with a turbo and a Motec. Oh, wow, that's so cool. You want to grab some drinks later? And then you start fucking having drinks, right? And then you're like, oh, man, I just got to tell you, you're super hot. And you know what? It's happened. I guarantee there are guys that have met Sarah InTune and had no idea. Had no idea. So I'd love to ask her those questions, because she probably has some of the craziest fucking stories when it comes to the car community, where you guys on the dating channel do that shit. You guys say top G stuff on the chat, and then 2 months later, I hear that you're out there simping for girls. So stop it saying that Sarah InTune doesn't look better than 90% of the car girls out there. Do you think an executive at SEMA became government official and is trying to pull a Dick Cheney handing out stocks to SEMA, the organization? That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting. Are we talking wannabe car girls or YouTube or local meet? Car girls in general. Local meet, YouTube, anything. Like girls in your town that are car chicks and hang around cars, most of them don't look as good as Sarah InTune. Oh, Alex, you're gay. No, I'm saying the fucking truth. I've seen the car girls out there. We need sneeze gauge. That way Alex is about to sneeze. We look. Sarah isn't bad, all things considered, with the extra hardware. There you go. If you can't tell, you have beer goggles. All them motherfuckers say no, hasta la se hace la paja to Sarah InTune on the regular. Exactly. You guys probably looked at Sarah InTune and you were 3 videos in and went, oh shit, she's the big guy. And then you watch her anyway. Closet lovers. Always pimping, never simping. 1320 chick is faceable after a bottle of Crown. She's a nice person. Stop it. Like a strong woman, her baby passed me that transition. Okay, transmission. Stop. I think I know where woman driven loses her 10-inch socket. Shit. 10-inch sockets. Amelia Hopford is mid. Not true, Alex. Zeal, One Bay, Brittany Automotive. Alex, what is the dating channel? Oh, you don't know what the dating channel is? Type in that dating channel. Get up on game. I have a completely different YouTube channel. It's all about dating. It's a great time. Have you seen All Girls Garage? Dude, All Girls Garage is so cringe. Today we're going to install the carburetor in a Chevelle. And it's like, it's so cringe to watch that. It actually sets women back 20 or 30 years. Because they basically verify everything we've been saying about car girls. Imagine she would hold a flashlight while she works on your car. The chick from the Light Bright channel, Sarah InTune, better looking than a lot of these guys' girlfriends. Absolutely, Izzy R. Her fans like to get pegged like Cobra Math. TDC is fire. What? We got to get you some of them Bumble swipes. Exactly. All right, let's give away some coffee and cookies. Actually, Izzy R, you already got stuff though, Izzy R. I think I already, when you said se hace la paja, I think Izzy R has already won coffee and cookies, so I'm going to skip on that one. The dating channel is about middle-aged women in the danger zone. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. You need a dating channel soundboard clip. Guys that watch that are real simps. If you pay for OnlyFans, you're a simp. Right. How many of you said Sarah InTune isn't attractive, but yet you have an OnlyFans? And you're paying some chick to, like, okay, guys, put me up on game. Are these women stuffing weird things in their vagina on OnlyFans? Like, are the girls that you're watching on OnlyFans stuffing weird things and taking requests? Like, stick a Ken doll up your ass and stick, like, you know, a spatula in your vagina. Like what is it just girls bopping around? Because why don't it just get free porn for that? It's weird. Jason says, I thought this was a political channel. Izzy, stop trying to mag. Put a bag on it and we good. That's not a flashlight. I want some cookies. I've never had. Johnny Boy, get you some cookies. Johnny Boy and EPA link up together. Johnny Boy's a Corvette bro, so I like it. Link up together. So Corvette guy to Corvette guy get together. So DomaGotCookies _ LLC. Johnny Boy on Instagram. DomaGotCookies.com. EPA or Melissa, can you please grab Johnny Boy, get him some cookies. Now we got coffee to give away. How about some coffee for an offshore oil guy? Josh Roy, you get the coffee. Josh Roy. EPA is DomaGotCookies. So DomaGotCookies _ LLC, get you some coffee. So Johnny Boy gets the cookies. Josh Roy gets the coffee. Badass shit. Winners of the coffee and cookies have to reside in the USA. And if you don't, then give your shit to somebody else. That's what the hub is for. It's free, right? Pornhub is free. Why would you pay for a girl that you know or knew or followed? Like, I don't know if Sarah InTune would ever do a OnlyFans. And I would have to ask, I'd have to pre-interview her. And I would, if she wants to be called she, I'm going to call her she. I'm not a fucking asshole. But I would love to get Sarah InTune on the show just to ask those questions about, like, have you ever hooked up with a guy that had no idea you were a man? And I don't even want to ask if she's post or pre-op, because that's unless she's willing to answer it. But I would love that interview. I think that would be so interesting to interview Sarah InTune. Sarah InTune, if you're out there and you want an interview, not on a live chat, it'll just be one-on-one over the internet. You know, we'll stream you in or whatever, and it'll just be interviewing you, because I think I have questions about car guys and your channel and how you came to be. I'm extremely interested in that. And I think we can make a good hour-long interview just talking about car stuff, what got you into cars, and then we'll talk about your transition, and then we'll talk about closet guys that were macking on you, even though after knowing that you were a man at one point. I don't pay for OnlyFans. I watch between the squiggly lines. Imagine they stick an oil filter in there. OnlyFans girls ragged out harder than SBE 5.3s. Hell yes, cookies. Can't get the hot ones being a simp. Right. How's the relationship with your father? Exactly. She'd be offended by the time you ask her name. No, I don't think so. I guarantee she wouldn't be offended, because we don't come here trying to make fun of her whole situation. And if you do, that's on you. I want to know what guys are doing. I want to know the guys that hit her up in her DMs and like they don't care. Like I think that would be super interesting to have her on. Let's hit her comment section and get this interview done. Do not dare go in there and talk shit. Please do me a favor. Be respectful. But I definitely want to have her on for an hour, interview her, and we'll see what the deal is. You could be together. You're going to expose her like Liver King now. Sarah got that glizzy tuck. I would have to pre-interview her to see what she's comfortable talking about. Your thoughts on the Donald running for president? I love it. I mean, look, there's going to be DeSantis is going to run. Trump's going to run. People like, there's going to be weirdos that want to run that won't have a shot. But I think they're going to get bulldozed by Trump, because Trump starts talking. People, he doesn't give a fuck. People have to either go into his world of dirt and talk that shit, or they have to be above it. And if you're above it, you look like a clown. You look like you're not fighting hard enough. So he's just going to bulldoze anybody that's going to be up against him, in my opinion. What do you think about the women and wheels class? I don't even know what the fuck we're talking about. Second shift racing, women and wheels class? What are you talking about? She seems like a good sport. I hope so. Sarah was in the Air Force. Oh, so she's smart. Have her on the dating channel. Someone should comment on a video so we can like the comment and get it on top. There you go. Probably just ask her to put, oh my God, stop it. Last uploaded video. Let's all go comment to get her attention. Just say, Alex at YDBT for Life would love to interview you straight up. Are you down? And we can talk. ydbtforlife@gmail.com. We can have a conversation, what she's willing to talk about. And I'll air it. And again, it'll be pre-videoed. So it'll be an hour long. And I think you guys will probably, because again, I'm not a shithead, I would probably just have a rapport with her and try to get some information out of her, especially when it comes to the car guys and dealing with her transition. Absolutely, DeSantis over Trump. But in a debate, Trump's going to fuck him up. DNA says, Alex, what do you think about 100 gift cards to anyone that emails us and mentions this show? Terms and conditions apply, 1,000, no stacking. Alex, what do you think about $100 gift card to anyone that emails us and mentions this show? Terms, okay, there you go. To anyone, DNA? Okay, guys, check that out. DNA High Performance proposes anybody that wants to email DNA High Performance mentions this live stream will get $100 off of their order, 1,000 and up. Like anyone? DNA High Performance, if you could do that, that'd be so sick. If anyone is looking to make $1,000 purchase and up and wants $100 off of that purchase, anyone, email DNA High Performance, mention this chat, Talking Shit Tuesday. Okay? You'll get $100 off your order. That'd be sick. Should be women in heels class. Alex, what are the do's and don'ts of buying a used N-Gauge? Especially if you want Lund to tune it. Do not buy an HP Tuner's N-Gauge if it has been married to another car, which is almost impossible. Do not buy a Lund Racing N-Gauge unless the seller provides you the index and tuning, meaning he has to go to the tuning status screen of the N-Gauge and show you what's on that screen. Do not buy it until we tell you that it is able to be unlocked or not. Off topic, do you think or know if ESS will come up with a kit for a Gen 1? Thanks. I don't think so. Women in wheels class is a class at SET where only women can enter. That's stupid, right? Why would you do that? Why would you, in the days of equality and everything being equal, why would you segregate a class just for women? Like, there's a woman that has destroyed everybody in the NMRA. I forget the class, but it's like a high 7, low 8-second class. And she beat the shit out of everybody. And she went to the finals at World Cup. So I don't think, I'm not excited for a women's only class. I think women can do the same as men, especially racing, because it is not that difficult, number one. And number two, generally women have a better reaction time. And they just do what smash the gas, let go of the button, do your thing. Men are get up on the wheel and they red light, they get too much testosterone in them. So I think it's weird to have a women's only class. Now, if they're doing that to promote SET and have more women come out, cool. But I don't think there should be a women's only class. That, to me. You need a code already. Also, DNA, can I pay for food stamps? Did the guy from the peasant chat selling the N-Gauge ever email you? No. Never got the email. Reaction time is different. Exactly. Thanks for the coffee. You got it, Josh Roy. Only if I could pay with. Affirm. Shelby Charge says email Lund. Gotta spend a G note or better. I need a K member, so looks like I need to go shopping. With SVT, I don't know how the hell you're gonna do those headers on the ground, bro. I think you're gonna have an insanely hard time doing the headers on the ground. Most people take the motor off of the car to do the headers. I've got an unlocked Lund N-Gauge from eBay for $200 for the day I get Coyote car. How do you know it's unlocked? You got to let us know. Mendoza, we take Affirm. There you go. So DNA High Performance can take your Affirm accounts as long as it's 1,000 and up. They'll get $100 off the price. And you can pay 20% for the ship over that. Will Lund ever tune Holly EFI? On a case-to-case basis, because that's something Junior has to do. I could probably get into it if I buy a Holly system and get familiar with it and tune it remotely and get familiar with it. But the only way I would do it is if I put Holly on my car myself and learned it, which isn't out of the realm of possibility. You know what I mean? Like, let's say the Fairmont gets a good Coyote motor, locked cams, and turbo, and I want to tune it with Holley, then that'll allow me to learn. But the problem is Holley's not going to sponsor me because I've made fun of Holley so many times. But I think it would be interesting to tune it with Holley to get familiar with it so that I can then tune remotely with it through Lund. Joel Marie would be a great interview. He was a true peasant. DNA, Camaro, drag wheels, and tires. Yeah, Alex, but for some reason they can't out-tree a curb. You're right. Hey, I didn't say women are good drivers taking turns. I'm just saying, in a straight line, I think they're good. DNA, you guys are going to rock the Mach 1 PP wheels back in stock? People, peasant chat will always ask if you do layaway. Does DNA accept Western Union? Holley LS Fairlane, right? It'd be a Coyote. I'd do that, but only if Holley would sponsor the product. That's the only reason I'd do it. If they gave me like a Terminator X system, I would buy one of Jake's Gen 3 motors. Transmission would probably be a 400. Twin turbo it and run like, low 8s, high 7s with it, fucking around. No way you can get an unlock engage for 200. Exactly. DNA got most of my parts for the Mustang. I recommend 10 out of 10, says Valley 10 speed. I paid 500 for mine. Holley LS cold start. I confirmed with you guys before I bought it. Looked up the serial 32556. Yeah, I guess I could do that. But if you got it, you got it. Good for you. Word direct with 4. Mr. King, email us and check. There you go. Every time someone says Holley, the guy with the laptop on the track comes to mind. Look, if let's say, for instance, I bought a Holley Terminator X deal, learned it, got good with it, and then we could offer that as a service where Junior and I can tune Holley stuff and lock it. Not lock it like lock it up, but like make it password protected so someone can't go in there and start manipulating it and then they blame us for the car blowing up. But that's a lot of work to wire up, and that's a big deal. But Holley is the aftermarket race go-to, right? There's Fuel Tech and there's a bunch of other things, but they're the aftermarket race go-to. So it'd be a smart thing on my end to learn the product by having it in my car and learning it that way. Now, I don't know if Holley makes stuff for the Corvette. Does Holley make plug-and-play stuff for the ZR1 Corvette? Because you're starting to see that the Corvette has a little learning issue, it seems, because the computer is pretty old, but you can make 1,000, no problem, and you hack your way around it. But if Holley made a product, direct plug and play for the C6 ZR1, I'd look into it just to get familiar on it. When SVT says we need to get different K members on DNA, I can't be buying that 3-letter red company. If you know, you know. Yeah, look, well, UPR has K members. I know BMR has K members. I would get a UPR one. Senior has a UPR K member in the Grey Goose. I mean, it's not a problem. Walmart sells dark horse wine. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. So today we wrapped up a little bit about Cooper's podcast. 3.5 hours long. Got about 12,000 views already. Good data coming out of there. Good rapport. We're going to probably do a part 2 once he gets his studio set up. He has a great little garage. So if he gets a table, really awesome mics, a laptop with a camera like this, right? You can record for hours on end. And it's not going to be an issue, and it's going to go into your hard drive. As long as you have the microphones wired into an OBS studio, you can absolutely have a podcast that has great video, great quality. You just hit a button and it uploads to the internet, and it's a good time. And that's what I want to do one day. I've already talked about doing that, but guys, getting a studio, getting a building, getting a house, everything is first. So I'm going to go ahead and try to work on that this year, getting a house, and then we'll see about getting guests and live people and interviews and stuff like that. All right, I'm out of here. Alex, you should reach out to Fran RPM for ZR1 tuning tips. No. I don't dislike him. I just don't want to bother him. I got people already. I got people that have gone 8s with ZR1s in my camp. I'm good. Nothing against him. I don't want to do that. I don't want to reach out to people and have them offer me tips. I have people that are not known and are willing to help me. So there's no upside for me to hit up Fran, because I have people that Greg has gone 8s. A bunch of people gone 8s in ZR1s and made over 1,000 horsepower. So I got good people in my camp, so I trust them. And I got Lund. So all is good. So I'm going to learn the hard way, even if I blow it up. Who cares? Will you be doing a reverse podcast with Cooper? If he's willing to come on, sure, but I don't know where the fuck I'd have him, to be honest with you. But we'll see. I'd love to have him on here and live. Actually, it would be better to have Cooper on live and have you guys super chat questions to him. And I'll propose that to him if I can get it done through OBS, and we'll see if we make that happen. We're not doing TDC. I did TDC yesterday with SVT. The next TDC is Thursday after YDBT Daily. So again, the next time I see you guys is Thursday, 8 p.m. Right after that, we'll do a TDC, and we should be good for the week, and then we'll be back on Sunday, just like always. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys Thursday, 8 o'clock for YDBT Daily, and then we'll wrap up what's going on in the week, and then we'll do a peasant chat, 9:30 a.m. on Sunday. Have a good rest of your night.